Welcome everybody, welcome to Blaugrana Planet, and today we are going to be previewing the game between Football Club Barcelona and Real Sociedad. A very heated and important game, quarterfinals of the Kings Cup at Camp Nou. Tomorrow we will be there. And also, I want to talk about the two Brazilian pearls that Barcelona is eyeing, because we know this transfer market, things are chilled, but Mateo Alemany, Mateo de Daddy, Jordi Cruyff, Deco, etc. are working behind the scenes in order to make some operations, low-key operations, possibly incorporations for the summer transfer market or even further, okay? So that's what I want to be talking about, and in fact, let's begin talking about these incorporations, guys, because one of the Brazilians that Barcelona has eyed during the last months is VITOR, 17-year-old center forward, guys. Is very powerful, very strong, a strong promise from the Brazilian football. He plays for Atlético Paranense, and right now Barcelona are looking to sign the player for under 25 million euros. Barcelona wants to pay around 10 million euros. In fact, Atlético Paranense signed the player literally, I think, 4 or 5 months ago for 4 million euros from another Brazilian team, and Barcelona don't want to be overpaying. The good news is that Deco, who had a meeting on Monday, so yesterday as I'm recording this live stream, with Jordi Cruyff, Mateo Alemany, and the rest of the sports directors, in order to talk about players. Of course, Vitor Roque was one of the options, and the good thing is that Deco has a very good relationship with the president of Atlético Paranense. So that could be a point of start, right? A point of beginning in order to get Vitor Roque for cheap, 17-year-old center forward with very good projection. On the other hand, guys, we have WESLEY Vinicius. I know that nobody wants to get near anybody called Vinicius because bad memories, bad reminding me of a very toxic guy from Real Madrid. But we'll call him WESLEY. So WESLEY, guys, 19-year-old left back. Okay, I know Brazilians is always a striker. Well, he is a left back, and in fact, we have good reputation with left backs in Brazil. He comes from Flamengo. I know that they're very similar shirts between Atlético Paranense and Flamengo, but it's different teams, of course. And Barcelona want to incorporate WESLEY for Barça Athletic, so the B team. Okay, not directly into the first team. They want to try him out. They want to get him in a loan deal. Okay, a loan deal that possibly could turn out with a purchase option, a non-mandatory purchase option. Okay, so WESLEY has a very strong speed. Okay, very fast, and is very good in 1v1s. That's why Barcelona is looking for him, and also, of course, balance between attack and defense. WESLEY Vinicius. So we have Vitor Roque and WESLEY Vinicius in the agenda. Deco is going to be traveling to Brazil, and he's going to be trying and seeing what the grounds are for both of these operations. So that's good. We're moving. Brazil is a good spot for players. Vitor Roque, WESLEY, we will see where we end up. Of course, there are other prospects that we are going to be putting our eyes on. Moving on to the game, guys. Important games. Barça versus Real Sociedad, the quarterfinals of the Kings Cup. And trust me, guys, this game is going to be very heated. And not because it's a very good game, which in fact it is, and we're going to talk about it in a second, but this man is going to be refereeing, not Benzema, the guy on the left-hand side of Benzema. That's Gil Manzano, guys. Unfortunately, the referee who gave red cards to Messi, to Luis Suarez, to I think even Busquets, and lastly to Lewandowski, right? And even wrote a little statement in the act of the game that said that Lewandowski deserves to have a longer ban than one match, and indeed they did penalize Lewandowski with a 3-game ban. It was because of this guy. He is a big Madridista. He breathes Madridismo. His uncle has a Peña Madridista, is this aggregation of of Madridistas, you know, a group of fans. Basically, his uncle has one. Gil Manzano is the worst that can happen to Barcelona. In fact, the games that Gil Manzano has refereed to Barcelona, I think that our win percentage is 50% versus Real Madrid's 80%. So if Gil Manzano whistles Barcelona, the chances that we lose literally is 50%, or the chances that we don't win. Okay, the chances that Real Madrid wins with Gil Manzano is 80%. 80%. Can you tell me if the numbers are talking for themselves? Because they truly are. They really truly are. So it's an important game in terms of the lineups for Barcelona. I think that we're gonna come out with this team that worked pretty well against Real Madrid in the final of the Super Cup. Real Sociedad, careful. I'm not gonna talk about Real Sociedad in just a second because it's important. They are on a very strong streak. In fact, let me show you this before I talk about the lineups. Real Sociedad are sitting third in La Liga with 38 points, guys. 38 points. It is true that they have one game more than Barcelona and Real Madrid, but look at the difference. Point difference, guys, is very small. Okay, Real Sociedad is on a streak. It is true that they had an easy schedule, easy games lately. They had easy games, but let's be careful. Let's be careful. Let's analyze the formation here of Barcelona. If my mouse wants to work, which it seems that doesn't want to work, okay, we'll do this. So I think that we're gonna play Balde here. Okay, Balde is fast. He's a very fast guy. Maybe Jordi Alba. In fact, actually, I'm thinking about it. Christensen, Koundé, very strong pair of center backs here. Christensen, I'm really liking Christensen, guys. Silent performer, amazing guy. Koundé, of course, what can I say about Koundé? Top level. And Araujo there on the right back. I think this is one of the best three center backs that we can have here. And Balde, Jordi Alba, of course, Balde is still upcoming and doing an amazing job. In terms of the midfield, I really enjoyed this Busquets, Frenkie de Jong tandem there in the midfield, in the holding midfielding position. I really want to see it again because it worked very nicely. And Gavi, Pedri, Dembele up front. Of course, we can see Dembele having a lot more flexibility here, and we can have Gavi more pressuring coming into the middle to let Balde run into the fullback position, right? So I see this going on. I think it can work well. Gavi and Pedri can come in as well as Lewandowski and Frenkie from the second line. So this tactic I really like. I think that it can give us a lot of wins and a lot of chances of grabbing titles like the King's Cup, even though some people say it's a minor title. I wouldn't say so. I think it's a very important title. Even Real Madrid, I remember they did, you know, these bus tours where with the title. When Barcelona was winning everything in the 2010, 2013, 2014 era, they weren't winning anything. And in fact, they won a Copa del Rey, remember, with the goal of Gareth Bale against Marc Bartra and then scoring against Pinto. We were playing with the subs. They won that Copa del Rey and they did the bus tour. They did the bus tour with the Copa del Rey. That's the only thing they won. And now they want to say it's a small title? That's what they get. So looking at the Real Sociedad, careful here. They have important players. Oyarzabal, one of the best forwards in Spain. Zubimendi, Yarramendi, Brais Mendez there in the midfield. Sorloth. And they do have two important players that are injured. One of them is David Silva, played in Man City, you know David Silva. And another one is Mikel Merino, sorry. Mikel Merino and David Silva, they're both midfielders and they're important injuries for Real Sociedad. So good news for Barcelona. But careful here because they still have a good second unit of players. In terms of the defense, Enrico, Lenormand, Zubimendi and Elustondo, and Remiro there in defense. I expect a game of a lot of velocity. I expect flexibility. Real Sociedad is not going to close up like a team like Getafe, for example. So I think we're going to see a lot of ups and downs, and I expect a good heated game. So what are going to be, guys, what are going to be the chances? Well, I give 60% chance to Football Club Barcelona and 40% chance to Real Sociedad. Of course, this is qualifying chances, okay? If I would have added the draw in there, it wouldn't have made much sense because it's a one-game tie. Remember, guys, it's one game, okay? So tomorrow we could have penalties in Camp Nou. We could have the penalties. We could have extra time. And in fact, careful. It could very well happen. Therefore, tighten your seatbelts, guys. Tomorrow we will be there. Hopefully I will do a match review from the stadium. So make sure to tune in, subscribe, smash the like button, and of course, be a culé, guys. Be a culé. Visca el Barça, visca Catalunya, and see you in the next video. Vamos!